Well, hello, everybody. Hi, Unlimited Wisdom community and friends and family. I love you. And I want to appreciate each and every one of you getting on here. Mike, I'm sure Trish is there somewhere. Dustin, Linda. Linda, I don't know who you are yet, but I seen you say hello in the group. So welcome. Lisa Marie, Deborah, Eric. Got Matthew dropped down. So Charles, Mary, Melody, Sandy, Bill, and of course the hostess with the mostest, Craig, my lovely wife, Terry. So I don't know what we're gonna name this yet, but um, if I were gonna name it something, it would be called like Art of Fulfillment, and then or Getting into Action. I would say that. For all of you, there was, I think I shared this in some other videos, but it doesn't make a difference. I actually seen um, a lot of posts going around of how blown away they were that Alex Hermosi decided he's the guy that one of the investors of school, and how he, found a way to interview Tony Robbins. And when he went to interview Tony Robbins, he basically, when he asked Tony Robbins the first question, it was basically him stating that he wasn't happy where he was and he was looking for the next level. And it just turned into, in a nice way, Tony Robbins just schooling Alex Hermosi like unbelievable. And let me give you guys just a quick hi, Scott. Thanks for being on here. Me knowing who Tony Robbins is for a long, long, long time, I can honestly say I haven't been a Tony fan. And the reason that I haven't been a Tony fan because I knew too much about him. And I knew where he came from. He got his 5-step seminar system from my mentor, and he was actually in the same company as I was before he decided to get a bunch of investors to start his own and try to take a bunch of people from our group. And so, for that reason, I just had this thing with me, and I always had this other feeling about Tony Robbins, which is, when people will not, when people are trying to teach you something, but they're never giving you all the information to become independent, right? There's always another training. And if you get this one, then you can get to the next level. And if you go to this one, me and Matt call it like it's just a ladder of going to the next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. And so all of a sudden, just because of the people that I was connected with, I was constantly seeing these posters saying, holy cow, you should see, Tony Robbins going off on Alex Hermosi, right? And so that will get you to look at it. And of course, people took a bunch of stuff out of it. And it had been on my mind for quite a while, believe it or not. I don't know when he did the interview, but Craig will post it down here. And so I decided to take some time yesterday to watch it. And I immediately sent it to Matt because I think that he'd watch it. And then I also, shared with Terry yesterday a bunch about it. And one of the things that I just want to share with all of you is that if every day you're still getting up and you're not taking steps toward what you want, I think it's just so incredible to acknowledge that you haven't figured out what that thing is that moves you forward. Does that make sense? So I've said this many, many times that, you won't move forward unless you have something to look forward to. Then you'll move forward, right? And there's a couple of people that I want to bring up because, if you decide to watch this, I'll do my best to share with you what like the high points are, right? But there was a part of my life as well where, even the book called The Science of Getting Rich, right? It was all based on science and systems of achievement. So when I got involved, it's like even in my racing career, of course you wanted to be faster, quicker, quicker on the light, quicker at times, and just get gooder and gooder, and you would get up ranks and keep going up and up and up and up. And one of the goals of me and a friend of mine that Terry knows, David Beckley, is, man, what if we could build a pro stock car and actually race in Pomona drag strip? They have usually the first race of the season, the last one. And wouldn't it be cool to race there? And then, if you keep, raising your own levels, wouldn't it be cool to place there and actually get paid? Now, I have this funny statement that's true from, top 1%. Everybody else is like, how you make a small fortune in racing, you start out with a large fortune. So most people, it's a lot of things in life are just a hobby, right? And then when I got into, marketing or network marketing, direct sales, it was always, based on ranks, based on trophies, based on income. And so this whole concept of science of getting rich, there was this whole concept of where what really turned it for me is when I went from me wanting to be on stage to what if this imagination, this crazy imagination of mine, wouldn't it be amazing if the top 10 people were all in my organization? Can any of you even, you probably have never imagined that you go to a international convention and, a yearly convention. And then what they do is they give out the top 10 awards, and everyone that walks across the stage and gets a trophy is in your organization. Is that a crazy thought? And so that was my thought. Hi, Jim. Thanks for jumping on. And so that's what I pursued. Little did I know that I would end up being brought in by one of the people I helped make millions. And he would bring me in wanting me to be the master distributor for a company that ran all North and South America. So me being a master distributor, everyone that was in North and South America, 758,000 people, were all in my organization. So when we had events, and Craig has seen them, it's like Melody has seen them. When the people walked the stage, it was really crazy for me to have everyone that walked the stage that was getting recognized was in my organization. Melody Riva being one of them, right? And so when all of a sudden you can change the science of getting rich to the art of fulfillment, and what you do is you get addicted to other people getting results. It really comes from those things that we've talked about in the past, where you got the 6, essential needs that people have, but now they all come from a place of love and contribution. And so I've never seen anyone really nail it in a conversation the way Tony Robbins did with Alex, because you could tell that Alex and everything that he's achieved up to this date all comes from the mind. So he's a systems guy. He's a selling guy. He's a closing guy. He's, everything that this guy has created is all come from the analytical mind. And so there was a part in it that's really, really powerful where Tony said to him, have you ever contributed? And he goes, yeah, I gave $1 million to, helping children have food in school. He said, I gave $1 million, I think, to this school and $1 million to this school district. And he goes, and how did that make you feel? And Alex said, it made me feel like I wasted $2 million. Okay. So then why did you do it? Well, I did it because people that are successful, have to give back. Are you guys getting where I'm coming from here? So why you did it then was to be part of your marketing pitch. you know, but what I think is really hilarious is that the Tony Robbins that I knew, and I'm not going to share his story for those of you that want to know more. It's like Tony tells in his helping Alex, and he says numerous times, listen, I'm not here to tell you anything. This is just my 2 cents. It's probably not even worth that. But you can see over and over, he's just like getting Alex out of his head into his heart and making him understand why he's not fulfilled, even though he got a Guinness Book of World Records of making $100 million in 24 hours. Do you guys know where I'm coming from? And I think that a lot of people that will watch this recorded, and those that I just love you, Corky, Tina, thanks for being on here, is that when every day when you're not doing something toward whatever you want to go, you got to understand that if like I've said to a lot of you, is that a lot of you are masters at survival. You've mastered that skill. So being a master at survival is like, listen, I pretty grateful for my home. I got my bills paid. You see what I mean? It's like I'm okay. So now when someone tells you, well, listen, go out and start connecting with people that you've never connected with before. And it's like, that's not happening. But the reason that it's not happening is because you're going, okay, I would do that for money. I don't really give a rip about money. So in the conversation, you'll hear where Tony Robbins was really going out there, and all of a sudden he started getting into a group of people that money was way done. I mean, these people had billions of dollars, and they're hedge fund people. And, so here these people are managing hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. I said billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. They were worth billions, yet the rest of their life sucked. Second or third wife, kids don't like them. They really are not coming from an art of fulfillment. They just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And so everyone here knows what to do. I'm just trying to help you figure out why you're not doing it. So when Melody Riva was one of the people that I really seen that fell in love with people. And all of a sudden she started going, well, Robert, you know what you should do? And I'm going, what? And she said, you should put a course together or a group of people and get them together and just have a group of people that hold each other accountable. And I just went, I am not that person, but man, that sounds like a perfect thing for you. And so that's where she came up with the accountability buddy. And me and her used to have so many conversations where by her helping someone and holding them accountable, then they actually did something. And then when they did something, they got results. Does that make sense to you guys? And one of the things I wanted to do a shout out for Matthew, because Matthew really, really loves doing AI stuff. And all of a sudden, when he showed people how to do AI stuff, it's like all of a sudden people made attempts. And, I virtually everyone except the new people that are on here, Matt showed them, how to be able to take the steps to create a cartoon of themselves, of a picture of themselves on something, or maybe do like, Lisa Marie, where she's got, cats, and Craig doing Ollie, and Lisa Marie doing a caricature of her every day doing a Bible verse, and slow but sure they start building their YouTube channel and build their online presence. And all of a sudden, when you do things for people, and as soon as you see them do it, you become addicted to helping other people get results. You just become addicted to it. And so recently seeing Mary Valchek, all of a sudden she creates some things, and then she, the next thing she's doing is she's helping Mike and Trish to it. And then all of a sudden she's got people that I placed underneath her, Terry, and now, Terry's got graphics up there, and then she threw some graphics together for Terry. And that, Terry got motivated. And then all of a sudden, Terry did a couple for herself. You know what I mean? She did one for Ezra. And what I think was hilarious is Terry did one for Hannah and Matt and shared it with Matt and Hannah when Matt's like the AI guy, right? And I'm
listening to what he says.
Yes. So here's something that I think that people don't really get is this whole concept of sowing and reaping, right? So I'm going to throw something out to some of you guys, and I got to give it up for all the people too, Bill and Dustin and people that are doing lives, and Sandy. It's just like, I'm really, really getting excited about this group taking, the next steps, right? Well, here's really it gets exciting is if you give not to get something, but I'm going to throw this out for Mary, but I know every one of you guys are going to get this. But Mary, can you imagine finding someone that and you don't know how to connect with them, and maybe you know them already, but you don't know how to talk about Immunotech, right? So what if you went to their profile, seen what they liked, took a picture, their picture and a picture of their pet, and created something like that and just shared it with them? Because that would take you seconds, wouldn't it?
That's awesome. Yes.
So you share
Great
that
idea.
with them in private and say, hey, I was just goofing off. I'm learning how to do some AI. I'm plugged into a group that does that. And I was just goofing around. Take a look at this. What do you think that would do on a scale to 1 to 10 to their heart?
Probably a 10.
Yeah. And then you could say to them, hey, listen, I don't know if you'd want to be a part of this organization, but they
Awesome.
have a person in there, named Matt Hollis. And this guy just teaches us all this stuff about doing all this stuff with AI. And you can just be a part of a group that just loves up on each other and supports each other. And then maybe if you wanted to learn how to do some of that stuff, you could.
That's awesome. I love the idea. Thank you.
And so, but Mary, if you would really quick, now that you're on here, I think it's so important to tell people, when you reached out to who brought in Terry? I forget.
Daryl.
Daryl, right. So when you started reaching out to these people, Mike and Trish and Daryl and Terry, and you started reaching out to these people and they started getting results, how did that make you feel?
Oh my God. So they've reached out to me for a couple of questions, and I'm like, I know this much, but I'll be happy to show you what I know. And
Right.
Jump on a Zoom. You have any questions? We'll play around. And it was Terry and Trish, and not Terry and Trish, I'm sorry, Trish and Mike, and jumped on a Zoom and answered some questions, and then showed them the little bit that I know. And then I said, go try it for yourself. If you have questions, come back. We'll go back and forth. And it's amazing. So the next day, it's like all of a sudden I see, Mike put a post out, and then Trish put a post out. I'm like, yay, they got it. It's so much fun. And then Terry reached out to me because she saw a post, and she's like, well, how do you do it? So I said, I'll set up a Zoom for us. And then she said, well, can Daryl come? I'm like, absolutely, bring anybody you want. And I said, I'm not an expert at all, but I can show you the little bit that I know and that I learned from, Robert and Matt. So I went on, it was, what's today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, it was last night because we ended just before our 9:00 call and I jumped on that. But, so I showed them and I said, and you can change the background, you can change what you're wearing, do whatever you want, put yourself on a beach. So this morning I got up and I went on Facebook and Terry had put herself out there holding an Immunotech cup with the blue stuff in it, and she's on a beach. And I'm like, yes, she did it. So yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and I could tell because Mary can tell on herself. I even said this to her. I said, while you're in this incredible energy, and you could use this as a recording, I said, you got to record yourself on how you feel, and how you're creating and helping other people create and get results. Because I hope you never get into a place where you're going, I just don't feel like I'm worth anything and I can't do this and I'm a loser and I don't know what's wrong with me. See, that I don't hear that Mary anymore.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah. And
I get up every morning, I'm in a good mood, and because of the ImmunoCal, I feel great and I'm not tired and I have energy. Yes.
And I think that each and every one of you, thank you, Mary. Everyone give Mary a hand. And I was just sharing with Terry, I posted in a ImmunoCal tab underneath Unlimited Wisdom that, of course, Mary achieved silver. So, she was recognized by the company. That was pretty cool. And and of course, Terry did over 30,000 in her position. and requalified for gold, so she'll get I think another $500 bonus or something. That would be pretty cool. But I just wanted each and every one of you that when you watch this, I would really suggest a lot of you, if you watch it, try to set some time where you won't be distracted. Get yourself a notebook, and if you think of something, pause the video, because for those of you that are not creating new results each and every day, and you're not excited about what you're doing, you got to find a way to be able to get into that place of contribution. You got to just, a lot of people jump in opportunities because why wouldn't you want to change your life? I used to make this funny statement all the time. Do you know anyone that would like to have the ultimate freedom? And when I mean ultimate freedom, that money isn't an issue anymore. You don't have to go to a job, and you can afford to do whatever you want whenever you want. I mean, total freedom. Who wouldn't want that? And there's a majority of the people go, well, when you really just talk about it that way, I would love that. But I'm just not going to do anything to achieve it. and they don't say that. You just tell them things that they should do. And in their mind, it's like, I'd rather do anything but that. Do you guys get it? It's like you get up every day and you're going like, well, listen, my life is going to be okay if I don't do that. And so I don't want to give any more away on the video, but you can see that if I was thinking about Tony Robbins on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably was a 3. You know what I mean? And watching Tony and what he did with Alex, explaining where his life is today, I definitely look at him as a 10. And he even says in it that, that he worked his ass off to hit $1 billion because he wanted to be known as a billionaire. And when he started helping people that were already financially done find their art of fulfillment through contribution, that through his quest of doing that, his companies now did over 12 billion last year. So he 10x'd his worth because he focused on contribution instead of focusing on, I got to do a sale. I got to get someone into the company. I got to do a sale. I got to get somebody. I got to make money. I got to make money. And, it's when you're doing something for a different reason, that's where people really get hung up, because they really go, well, if I focused on contribution, then how do I make money? And from a spiritual side, a godly side, I would very simply say to each and every one of you is lean not on your own understanding. Of course, you can't think in your mind that if you just help other people get what they want out of life, you'll get what you want out of life. And you guys know I do this to coaches all the time. I can beat up a personal life coach in a millisecond, because all I got to say to them is go, give me one person. If I was going to hire you as my life coach, if I was going to hire you as my life coach, give me one person that I can contact that would tell me that them being connected to you altered and changed their life. And so when you look at your whole life and you go, I know a lot of people that think I got them in something where they lost money. It's like, see, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. If you got involved in something to become financially free, and then because people told you to introduce other people to them, you did that. But the last person I want to make a big deal out of, because, I'm really, really happy, because I think that Matt is constantly looking for a way that he's going to go to his next level. And all of a sudden, a blink of an eye, if you went through everyone's social media that's a member of Unlimited Wisdom and went, wow, before they met Matt, let's go, before we did Unlimited Wisdom and before Matt was teaching people AI, let's go look at their social media prior to that. And now let's look at their social media and see if any AI shows up in anything that they're doing. So Matt, if you're hearing me say this, I'm super, super, super proud of you. And I think that each and every one of us, can make sure we get people back to Matt and the premium and the VIP to make sure that he's compensated for that. So that's what I'm going to focus on. But the other person I'm really proud of is my wife, Terry. And the reason I'm really proud of her is because there's people that are very, very close to my wife that she's gotten on the Munical product, and they're seeing results with it. And if people want to know how fast you can build an organization, it's by telling your people's story. Does that make sense? So when she says, well, my best friend and my sister, and these are a lot of people that she's helping right now that are getting results from the product, that they've known we've been in this industry for 39 years and really haven't gotten crazy results from a product. Does that make sense to you guys? So when you're telling people your personal story, and then also, oh, by the way, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, that is just amazing. So watching Terry and what she's done, like, I don't know, in the last month or so, it's like, it's really, really interesting that she's putting so many seeds and planting so many seeds that, even she said this the other day, man, what if I could get one or two people every day? And I go, if you're planting seeds the right way, you do. You totally do. And so then what I did is what my mentor did with me is what we're talking about here. If you really take time to help people create, so they'll post and they'll share. If you really help people take those baby steps to create, like Mary has, I seen Melody put in here, that Mary reached out and did some things for her as well. And I'm just like going, man, Mary, you got it. You just got it. You stay on that, and the only place, Mary, where you could mess up is each and every day if you had unrealistic expectations on your harvest. See, right now, if you just say in your creation and your seed planting, then all of a sudden, like I shared with my wife, is what my mentor shared with me. It's like, what if, no, not what if, you're going to look in your organization and you're going to be recognizing people in your group for getting a paycheck. And then you're going to recognize that there's people in your group that hit silver. And then you're going to recognize that there's people in your group that are not only silver, but there's silvers underneath them. And then all of a sudden you're going to get recognized as gold. See, that's when beautiful things happen, because it's not about me. But do you guys realize, Terry and I have only been in the company since November 15th, but you guys know that I could right now go into my back office and just click silver or gold or diamond and go in there and say, find diamonds, find golds, find silvers. And when you say, wow, he's got over 75 silvers in his group. Do you guys understand that if I have 2 diamonds and 31 golds and all of these silvers, is there any accident that I'm making incredible income? I've just been, we've just been in this for a few months, and there's already over 1,000 people that are active in our group. But in a blink of an eye, it seems like we got 1,300 people in Unlimited Wisdom. It's like, so figure out how to help other people get results, whether it's off Unlimited Wisdom or, I'm really, really, really excited. I know there's people already in Unlimited Wisdom that have already received income from school, from Unlimited Wisdom. And it's like, that's when you guys know you have it. So it's neat when all of a sudden I go on social media and it seems like everyone now has a caricature of AI.
Pull up yesterday.
Yeah. So then what's the next step? Right? The next step is doing something different. It's like doing something different again from creation. And again, I know that every time I watch Matt do something on Friday, an imagination hour, I'm just like, man, it's like, so how many of you are doing the characters, but you can't wait to do like a GIF? You know what I mean? An actually moving thing, because that's the next step. If you see all these people that are doing this, what if someone just makes it just a couple of seconds longer and now it's a movie or a GIF? Then everybody's going to go, wow, look at Sandy's picture. I wonder how she got the stars and the rainbow and the moon to move. You see what I mean? And of course, Craig with Ollie, it's like all of a sudden you start going, wow, you know what I mean? And then that sets you one level higher. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I would highly suggest that you watch it, because it really made me look in my head and go, because I always ask myself all the time, what makes me consistent? What makes me every day when I start connecting with people that I haven't connected with, why do I do it? And the reason that I do it is exactly what we're just talking about right now. I'm always living off your guys' stories. All right? So I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much. Craig, I'll let you close it out, but thanks to each and every one of you.
Wow. I hope everybody got a great thing, took notes or whatever, got the message. Watch this again. Very inspiring. Robert, bless you. Terry, bless you. Thank you guys so very much for sharing. And I put that link in the chat. And if you want to save some of the links in the chat, click on the 3 dots in the meeting chat and then click on Save Chat It'll download once we are completed here today. Also, just a reminder, tomorrow, Wednesday, noon p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, we've got another live Daily Wisdom with Terry and Robert. So you'll make sure to be here. Then at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern is Outwitting the Devil with Dana Scranton. You don't want to miss this. This is an incredible book series that we are going through and talking about. And kind of, I'm just going to let you in a little bit. It helps you look at the other half. I'm going to leave it at that.
The
other you. Right. So you want to join us 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, tomorrow, Wednesday, Outwitting the Devil. Thursday, Breakthroughs. That's just an incredible group of people. We go through, we talk about what we're doing and how we can move to the next level. That's on Thursdays from noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Fridays, Daily Wisdom, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And premium package announcement, Matt Hollis's Imagination Hour, as Robert just shared. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. You want to learn the AI? It's so worth it just to even get on that premium package for this alone. So join us, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Saturday, Ask Us Anything, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern for the premiums as well. Sunday, Master's Mind. Always great to hear how to start the week and end the week on Master's Mind, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And then Monday, Recess, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon p.m. Eastern. So everything, every day, you got it. If you missed any of what I just said, go to the calendar. Calendar's got everything. We got something every day for each and every one of you here at Unlimited Wisdom. We love and appreciate you and are so happy to have you a part of this amazing group. And until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and unmute so that we can all say so long. And let's have a fantabulous, terrific Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Linda, Corky, Lisa
Thank you.
Marie,
Love you.
Deborah.
Hi, Tina. Good to see you there.
Love you.
Love you
Hi,
guys.
Tina.
Make it a great day.
Oh, she left, but we got
Matthew,
her.
Charles, Dustin, Melody, Eric, Michael,
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Angela,
Happy
Deb,
Tuesday.
Phil.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.